Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading and I'm going to use my Tarot Illuminati. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, please feel free to check out the links down below. All right, so let's look at the current situation. That one seems to want to come flying out. We have the Princess of Swords, and that's being crossed by the Two of Pentacles. What do you need to focus on? We have the King of Pentacles. What are you leaving behind? Oh, okay. The Magician. Your strengths. Five of Pentacles. Near future. That's what I felt like, because if you're leaving behind the Magician, which I always feel like the Magician is your power, and if you're leaving your power behind in a situation, I feel like that's not a good thing, and I feel like that's what results in the near future, is that you're feeling held back if your power has been taken away from you. The advice, Six of Pentacles, sharing, but I also feel like that means releasing. I feel like you're holding on to something that needs to be released. The environment, definitely the Empress. That totally makes sense. A lot of learning and growing going on here for you. Sometimes it's in those heaviest moments, right? Those biggest struggles that we have, where we learn the most and we grow the most for ourselves. We have our hopes and fears, we have Temperance, and then we have, oh, look at that. I love it. It's perfect. The potential outcome is the Fool. I feel like it's a new beginning. It's a new start. I feel like you're going through a lot of shifts and a lot of changes and a lot of adjustments. I also feel that, like I said before, I feel like the Tower is coming out a lot for people. For Capricorn, I'm a Capricorn Sun and a Capricorn Rising. And I feel these shifts. I feel these shifts of these ups and downs. And I feel like things are changing. And definitely, without a doubt, over the last couple of years, that things have changed for me. And we all kind of move and evolve at our own pace and our own time. And so, you know, this could be like the next wave of Capricorns that are changing. And going through those changes is not always the easiest things. We have our, those struggles. But I feel like you need to focus on that patience, right? That resilience of the King of Pentacles, that strength. So we have current situation is the Princess of Swords, and then it's crossed by the Two of Pentacles. I feel like you feel off balanced. You don't feel like you're trying to make things happen, but it's almost like you're feeling like you're stuck in quicksand, and like the more that you move, the deeper it goes, right? The harder it is for you to get out. I feel like you're kind of checking your power at the gate for some reason. I feel like you're giving up your power to something. I feel like you're either someone or something, I feel like is kind of taking your power, is taking your, and that kind of makes me sad. I feel like you're kind of shutting down here. I feel like you're kind of closing everyone off. And it's kind of resulting in you like being that turtle and going in your shell for some reason. I feel like that's what you're doing. All right, so let's get some cards here. These are my Gilded Tarot. Those cards right there. I'm trying to show the cards because I know I have, like, people keep asking what cards I'm using, and I know that it's frustrating when you see some cards that are really cool that you want to look at and you might like for yourselves, and you can't find the name of it. All right, so we have Page of Wands, and then we have the Ace of Swords. I feel like that's what I felt like over here is the advice. I felt like it's releasing something. I feel like you have a lot built up. There could be something that you want to talk to somebody about, that there may be someone around you that maybe is draining you, is taking your energy, is taking your power. Sometimes we don't realize that we have people around us that do us like that drain our energy, and we think that we're okay, but we're really not. So I feel like there's a loss of communication, like you want to say something to someone. I feel like you need to get something off your chest. We have Three of Pentacles, and then we have the Lovers. I feel like it's that love and respect for yourself, that you have to see that you're struggling and that you have to help yourself. This is what you need to focus on. I feel like it's working on that King of Pentacles energy where he is patient, he is dedicated, he is motivated, he doesn't give up. I feel like it's working on that energy there and saying, yes, like I'm struggling, and then being able to recognize yourself and say, you know what, I think I'm starting to shut down. I think I'm starting to close off. I think I'm starting to back away. I think that I need to start loving myself, and I need to start looking out on how can I help myself. You know, what are those things, again, which I've said many times before, what are those tools that you have that can help you to cope, that can help you to move yourself from that energy of where you feel that you're struggling? You know, is it just going out for a walk? Is it visiting with friends or family members or people that you feel that you can get your mind off the situation? Is it going for a walk on the beach? Is it maybe going to your favorite restaurant and ordering out? Is it just having a nice tub and lighting some candles with some music, you know, and having a nice glass of wine? Like, what is that to help yourself? I feel like too many times we don't help ourselves to feel better when we're struggling, and we just kind of give up on ourselves. This could also have to do with a relationship and a connection that you have. But I kind of feel like it's just loving yourself or focusing on those things that you love to do, right? This is what you need to focus on. What do you love to do? Who do you love to be around? Are there people that you love to be around? Are there things that you love to do? What is that you love to do? Okay, and this is what you have to deal with here. We have the Tower, and yeah, I feel like you have a lot of emotions. I feel like you're sort of up and down. We have the Tower. Like I said before, the Tower just seems to want to come out for Capricorn, but I feel like it's Capricorns rebuilding themselves. They're changing things. They're changing the way, like the way that you used to do things no longer works for you because you are growing, right? With this Empress energy that is the environment of this reading. What are you leaving behind the Tower? It's something was built on a false foundation, and that, like, that's the old you, like you're leaving that behind. But I also feel like not giving your power to negative situations, but I feel that you're very emotional, and I feel like there's a lot of emotions and feelings. Sometimes I get it like that too, where I'll just be sitting and I'll watching TV and I'm like crying at TV shows or commercials. It's like, what? But I know that I'm just in an emotional state, and that's okay. It's and sometimes I don't even know why. It's just like your body processing things and going through things, or people or things that have affected you. And I feel like I feel like it's better to see those, to acknowledge those, and to work through those rather than to stuff those under the rug and then they bubble up later, because they always do. Your strengths, we have the Hierophant, and then we have the Hanging Man. I love that. Hangman is my favorite card in the tarot deck, and it's about stepping away, continuing your faith and your belief, but being able to see things from a different perspective and say, I have to change things and I have to turn things around. That you look out for yourself, that you see that when you're struggling, it's like, okay, I need to make some changes because I don't want to be in this energy anymore, and this isn't where I want to be. We have the near future. The thing that I like about the Eight of Swords is I feel that in the first go round, when I was looking at the cards, I was worried that you were going to hold yourself back. Like you are putting limits on yourself. So that is one definition of the Eight of Swords. But also the Eight of Swords can also represent you are ready to break free because you've been holding yourself back. And now I feel like that's what that card represents, especially with the Six of Swords. And it's saying, hey, I'm breaking free from this situation. I'm seeing that there is a problem. I'm seeing that I'm struggling. I need to love myself. I need to work on turning things around for myself, and I need to take action. And so you're breaking free. So I feel like that Eight of Swords is kind of twofold there. We have the advice, just being patient, right? Just being patient with yourself and giving yourself time to work through these ups and downs. I also feel that it can do with that compromise, and it's, you know, compromising on things and just working on those things to find that solution. We have the environment, which is the Empress. Oh, I love that. The Empress and Judgment. Definitely a learning and growing situation here for you. Evolving, changing, kind of coming into your own power as the Empress, as she is powerful. But I also feel like it's tending to your own garden, right? Sometimes we spend a lot of time helping other people out with their gardens, but we're not tending to our own garden. We're not watering. You know, having a garden and having our lives it's like so many different pieces and parts to help, or what help to grow the garden, right? You need good soil, you need fertilizer, you need water, you need to tend to the weeds, right? You know, and so I just feel like it's that the way that our life is too. We need to make sure that we rest, that we eat right, that we exercise, that we keep ourselves in a positive frame of mind, that we surround ourselves with positive people. We get out the weeds, you know, that negativity, or, you know, those negative people, that we remove them. And it's always changing, just like in a garden. Like you always have new weeds that are popping out, or you always have, sometimes there's too much water, sometimes there's not enough water, sometimes we run out of fertilizer, right? All of these different things happen that we have to do within our own life. All right, look at that. We have the Empress again. Hopes and fears, just being patient, right? And growing from this situation and learning. And then we have the Fool. Oh, I love it. Look at that. Potential outcome in the Nine of Cups. Headed right towards that Nine of Cups. I absolutely love that. And then let's pull one more card. We have the Star card. I love it. I feel like the Star card is that hope. It's that restoring hope. Restoring that direction and our guidance, and knowing, okay, we're on the right path. I feel like it's having more fun in life, because the Fool is somebody who is foolish, he's crazy, he's silly, he does things out of the ordinary, he takes chances, he doesn't have a lot of baggage, and he just keeps moving forward, and whatever obstacles come before him, he just keeps moving forward. And I love that. And working forward towards that Nine of Cups, which could just be that emotional fulfillment, or fulfilling our goals. And when we fulfill our goals, you know, when we have these goals and we fulfill those, it's a huge sense of accomplishment, and it makes us feel really good inside, because we're like, wow, I set this goal and it happened. And that's really cool. And to give yourself that pat on the back to say, yeah, like I really tried, I struggled, but I hung in there and I kept going and I reached it. I didn't lose my power, right? That I didn't give up on myself. All right, so let's grab a spirit animal oracle card. I kind of feel like this one's popping out. We have Coyote Spirit, trust in divine detours. And let's do this. Giraffe Spirit, see the big picture. See the big picture. Sometimes it's hard to see the big picture when we're struggling and we're kind of closing ourselves off. But if you can be in that frame of mind of the Hanging Man, where you're able to step back and say, okay, I kind of see the big picture now, that I'm not really helping myself, I'm hurting myself. And I need to take those actions to help myself. Okay, let's grab a Star Dragons. All right, they just kind of went all over. Okay. It's a little bit of a mess, but it's okay. We can clean it up, right? It's not the end of the world. When things happen and problems happen, it's not the end of the world. We just pick up and we keep going. We have wisdom, asking questions. And I love that card because it's asking ourselves those questions as how can I improve? How can I change things? How can I get to my 9 of Cups? What are those changes I need to make, right? Seeing things from a different perspective. All right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.